Okay, so today is a very interesting subject. So it will be my creation. So we'll see how it works. As I mentioned before, I have a training in shamanic practices, including soul retrieval, and it's a very powerful experience that I um, experience myself, and I really want to integrate those two practices, Neurographica and shamanic practices, together to see how it's going to work. I know that it will be powerful, so we'll see how it will be powerful for you. So today is a soul retrieval. During our life, from the moment of the birth, like usually even, it could be even during the pregnancy, there is always events around us, big and small, that we losing some of our energy, we're losing some portion of our soul. So first of all, I don't think that soul has a fragment that we're losing, but it's losing its power, it's losing the energy. We stuck somewhere, we keep returning to our past, and the focus, when focus is in the past, it's creating leak of energy from the present. And the same, if you're focusing only on the future, like no paying attention to the present, you're leaking this energy to the future. So I want you to be very aware where you are right now. Feel present in your body. Feel available at the present moment, and feel your existence and presence and impact on the world. So we will start today from the very interesting experiment of mine. So don't judge much. So I brought my drum, and instead of 2 minutes of activating our neurons, I want you to activate your presence and awareness where you are, who you are, and how much energy you have. So I'm going to start drumming, and I hope you will hear it well. And during this drumming, I'm not going to do it for very long. It's maybe 2-3 minutes. So I want just you to be attuned to your body. So I want you to place your feet on the ground, or you can even stand. For men, it's better to stand. For women, it's better to sit. So it's just different chemistry for men and women. So place your feet on the ground, and we start with observing the way we're breathing, how the air is coming through your nostrils, going through the lungs and back. So we just observing, we don't force anything. We pay attention to small changes. And when your mind will be calming, and drumming will help you to attune to your heartbeat, and it will be, you start noticing the body. You can start from the toes, knees, hips, stomach, shoulders. So just pay attention to your body. Where is the energy is moving or not? So 2-3 minutes will be enough to attune yourself to yourself. So are we ready? Do we have any questions? I'm not going to speak during the drumming. I want you to be, you can close your eyes if you wish, but you close your eyes and just start observing the way you're breathing. So, okay. So if I will be able to hold more than 3 minutes, I will do more drumming. So this drum I brought from Siberia. It's actually not Siberian, it's a Circassian style. So you see, this is an egg shape. It's the hide is goat hide. And this is ancient carvings on stones in Khakassia. So Khakassia is a part of the Russia. So it has a very interesting and unique sound. Are we ready? So close your eyes and we just start observing the way we're breathing. Okay, so I received messages that some issues with the sound. So did you have a chance to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not for everyone that it was muted. So I hope you had enough, because it was really just a little bit more than 1 minute. And if, so I don't, like, this was an experiment, really. It's I've never done it live on internet. So maybe next time I will just make a recordings and we'll just play the recordings. Okay, deep breathe in and breathe out. I have quite energy. So how do you feel? Do you feel present? Now let me unmute you guys. So I unmuted everybody. So how do you feel? Do you feel present?
I didn't hear anything.
So you
Yeah,
did
I didn't
not
hear anything.
Nothing.
So it wasn't the drumming that I heard, but it was like a little whisper of a drum. It wasn't the full sound of drumming.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
It's like a reverb. It's like a reverb.
Yes, like vibrations.
So, okay, lesson learned. So we'll see. So, but anyway, so I hope you had a chance just to be present and attuned to your body. So
yes,
not everything goes as planned. It's okay. We'll move on. So let's because maybe it's my headphones microphone that really did not cooperate as it should be. So
that's kind of what
let's
like.
try one more time. So let me turn off my microphone and maybe the different microphone will work well. So okay. Let's see.
Maybe your computer mic.
Okay, so do you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you hear?
Yes.
Okay, good. So let's try one more time. Maybe this time, as you see, my sound is different, but maybe it will be better for drumming. So are we ready? So let me know if it really doesn't work.
Okay.
So I don't really work hard.
Hear that.
Good.
Oh, then it went away.
It goes away. I heard it for like a second and then it left.
Yeah, same here.
Same here? Okay. So
yes.
let's not push it harder. So I need
It's a very powerful drum, Anna.
It is. definitely is. Internet does not cooperate with it.
Exactly. Not enough capacity for the internet lines.
Maybe, yes, there is always room to grow. Okay, let me back to my mic so you can, let's see, and I can hear you better. Okay, shall we start to draw? Again, deep breathe in and breathe out. And I switch my camera so we can start working. So everything can be seen. So how are we going to do it? So let's start in the middle of our, and where's my marker? In the middle of the paper, I want you to draw a circle that will represent you right here, right now. It could be any size you want. The circle that represents your soul, yourself, right here, right now, at this present moment. And now we start remembering things that you heard about yourself, or maybe you still remember them from your childhood. It could be from the pregnancy of your mom, like, and till the maybe till 10 years old. And you start remember events where it was stressful for you, and you still remember them. Like they could be big or small, somebody scared you, or maybe you lost something or somebody at that moment. And we just draw like a petal of a flower. For example, at age 5 years old, I fall off the window from the second floor. This was a scary moment. I still remember it. And for example, at age 9 months, so yours should not be so dramatic. So it could be much smaller. So
and I have a question. You say lost somebody, it's a physical things or lost trust, lost money, lost, I don't know.
whatever was like, sometimes you lose a wallet with money and it was so stressful that you still remember how stressful it was for you at that moment. So, or you maybe you lost a cat you died and it was stressful for you, or maybe person, grandma or grandpa or anybody else. So it's it could be any size of like any value that you just still investing your emotions and energy to that event. So please just write anything that you still remember. Something, if something is come up and you think it's like, wow, it's not really big thing, still draw it, because it's your subconscious is feeding you, like it give you clues where it was. And your petals will be different sizes, so some of them could be bigger, some of them could be smaller. So we just start creating. So I remember this one. You can name them, you can write down what it was about, or just allow them to be presented, and this is enough. So example, at age of 9, I was hospitalized 9 months. So I put it here. And at age of 4, I fell off the from some of this pile of firewood, and I cut my hand, and I remember it. And so I just give you examples how I'm working on it, but you can be anything that is related to you. So I had a scary experience with my classmate. And I had an experience as well, very scary. So I'm bringing some, it could be a relationship with somebody, but first level, I highly encourage you to focus on your childhood. Maybe it was a very difficult delivery and it's still be stressful for your body, and everybody's talking and somehow your mom mentions it. You can put it here as well, some energy lost there. So put it there, put it here. So allow it to be presented, to be remembered here. And when we've done with our childhood, we go to our teenage, like from I'd say like still be from age 10 till age 20. And because those are very stressful time, and you start drawing those. So this is, so, and we just go another level of petals, like we open up a flower. So our soul will be presented as a flower, and we just allow the flower start growing. And because this is our soul as it is right now, but this is just a middle. There is much more we can experience. There is much more we meant to experience. Like we came with much bigger and more powerful energy level than we have right now. There is so much lost on the way. Okay, so this is my teens and teens. So if you lost, if you got lost and it was a stressful experience for you, and I remember how I got lost, and I placed this. Or maybe if somebody scared you, or maybe somebody, if you experienced some bullying at school, or maybe outside the school. Or maybe you had an accident and it was a very painful experience. So we place all of them, and they will, it's okay if they have a different sizes and they not perfect, and it's okay. So when we finish with teenage, we can go to the adult life and see what was, where we were lost something, like where we lost some energy. So I'm definitely lost my energy during the delivery of my first baby and second baby too. I had quite a drama around deliveries, and I lost some. Maybe you stuck somewhere in your relationships that you still remember and cannot move on. It could be like ended 20 years ago, but you still returning to those memories. And again, all of them may be big or small. It really doesn't matter. The value and means only to you. How valuable it's for you, not for anybody else. Or maybe you still remember when somebody gave you some information and it was stressful. Deliver some information. And this flower can grow and grow, and if you have not enough paper, you can glue it to a bigger piece of paper, and we can just, and if you feel like something belonging here, but I don't exactly remember what it was, place it. Just draw a petal, and it's may reveal later or not. It's really just giving the place to all your experiences, to collect all your energy back, to bring your wholeness together. And it's as okay, so it can go on and on and on. So it can be as big as you wish or as small as you wish. So now we have this beautiful flower.
Can you mix up the years too? So say you're working on some adult stuff and then you remember a child thing and then you go back to teenager, and so you end up having petals in different, you know.
So if you want, you can make, like if you have a smaller petals and smaller levels, you can go by decades, like first 10 years, second, like teens, 20, 30s, 40s. I'm just doing like 3 levels: childhood, teenage age, and adults. So, but you can, if you need more, you can always make more levels. So it's up to you. So there is no significant rules about it. But if you need a rule, you can create it. You can do different levels. So now, look at your drawing. Do you feel attuned? Do you feel the energy is moving through it or not? Because if there is no movement energy, like this is just foreign flower to me, like right now, I don't feel any connection to it. Even I brought some petals and activated some memories in my body and my mind, it's still, I don't feel connection. So I make a small catharsis, or maybe big if you need big, in the middle of the flower. So this core of the flower, so this in the present moment, I'm just make a catharsis so I can unpack the energy and connect to everything. So I'm doing like this. So I'm trying to stay inside, but if you have like very big catharsis, do it big. It's your experience, so it will be unique and more complex, and it's okay. So allow yourself to express these emotions. And as always, when we have a catharsis, we start rounding it. And it will give us permission to unpack this energy and activate the growing and this flower blooming. I was looking for the word blooming. So I'm just, and I feel that even the small catharsis really activated so much energy in my body that everything is shifted. So energy has shifted, my focus has shifted, and I have a permission right now to connect and bring all those petals together. And I'll show you just in a moment how I'm going to bring them together. Because right now they just petals. They're not part of my soul. Just separate memories. And I want not separate memories. I want them to be united. I want them to be together. Okay. Okay, so I have this catharsis inside of my flower, and I start expanding all this as we do on any catharsis. So we just start activating and expand this energy through neurolines from to other different directions and connecting all petals with neurolines. And neurolines can be divided, can be going unusual directions. So you just wherever, as many as you feel needed to really connect all petals. Make sure that everything explored, everything brought together. So there should be feeling of wholeness. There should be feeling of unity. And we just, and everything is going from the center, from the present moment. And present moment is the most activated, the most valuable thing on you, in your flower. This is where everything is connected, your past, present, and future. You really don't try to stuck anywhere but present. How do you breathe right now? What do you feel? How's your body? Does it feel comfortable or not? This is what is the most important right now. And this is where we collect all the energy and move forward. If we're losing energy in the past, there will be not much energy for present or future. Or if we're running too far in the future and worried about our future, it really does not give us much opportunity to thrive in the present moment. So we want to be very focused on our body, on our presence. So take care of yourself right now. Take care of your lost child experience, like not lost, but right now we're adults and we can look back when we were babies and it was painful, but now we can experience it as adult and it's completely different story. We have much more energy and we connected to our body and we pay attention to the way we're breathing and it's still, and we returning this energy to ourselves very gently. We don't, as you see, I started already rounding, so you can bring more lines or you start focusing on the rounding each angle. Again, we are trying to harmonize this, integrate everything together. Everything is connected, everything is safe and beautiful. Pay attention to your body. Do you feel any sensations in your body? Do you feel any emotions started activated? Whew. Well, when I asked you, I started to pay attention to my body. Is it comfortable, or maybe it's uncomfortable right now? So if it's uncomfortable, we keep rounding, we keep working. It's the easiest way to leave it as it is, but we are looking for the wholeness. We're looking for where is the joy, where is the energy drive. So if we want to do it, it means something is not satisfying and we want to change it. So we allow ourselves to change it as gentle as possible. So it's only you deciding how gentle you want to go, how much today you want to integrate. Or maybe one experience or two will be enough for you, but it will return you enough energy to move forward. Maybe you need to make separate drawings for the childhood returning experiences, and one drawing for teenagers, like if you have a lot of experiences at that time, small and big, and it could be worked together. Okay, so Wendy, like if you want, I can repeat like what we've done before. So if you joined later, do we still see you? Oh, okay, Wendy has left already. So and if it's too much, make sure that you drink enough water. You can clap over your head. You may make some movements, like just walk around the room. It may help to activate the body and release some of this emotional overwhelming emotions. So I'm done with the middle. And look, wherever you have a catharsis, the present moment becomes the most interesting, the most energized point of this drawing. So it's more complex right now because we have to, it's a hub where everything is existing, the past and present, like past existing in your memories, present existing in your experiences right now, and future exists in your plans and your dreams. For our mind, it really does not matter. Was it, did it happen 20 years ago or yesterday or right now? There will be the same body reactions. The same chemistry will be activated. So everything is really happening right here. And we just keep rounding. And you see, wherever you worked already looks so well defined and more powerful and safe. Safe, and it's connected. So the most important that we feel connected to all this beautiful memories and to the energy that was left with those memories. And we're just unpack this energy. We're returning to ourselves the energy. And if you feel like you have more petals to draw, you can do it at any time. As I said, you can glue this piece of paper to bigger size and just continue the work as big as you want. You could be as big as you want. Your soul is huge. It's really, there is no limitation for your soul. This is just, I believe this is just a portion of it, but it can be even bigger. Do we have any questions? Or everybody is so focused?
So in terms of the little tips of the flowers, they're kind of sharp. What should be, I see you're kind of like putting another outline around the petals, but they're still kind of sharp.
So the sharp, because if we lost some energy there, it means there was some conflict. But you can, first of all, you can round it inside, or another way, you can expand and just activate this line from the tip of the petal. And this will give you some safe release of this conflict. And it will be connection, like it's really, instead of feeling danger, you feel connected to the next level, and it will be just growing and making everything more powerful. So you see, I'm just expanding. And it's a free move, so it really does not have to go any specific direction. You can just expand the way you feel it should go. It can go through the next level, but not really necessary. So when we, it may represent as well that, and if you look, those petals really look like hearts. Like they have a different shape a little bit. There is no dent here, but it's still be the same as a heart shape that has some halves and some conflict in it. We always, there is so much conflict inside of us. We always, not always, but we often confused about what is right and what is wrong for us. So we kind of looking for the direction. And this is just a symbol that, yes, there is a conflict. There was a conflict in this experience, but I allow it to harmoniously integrate it in my life. Life is challenging, and we will always have conflicts. Conflicts are needed to move forward. But just this morning I had another class and I was talking that, like, if we tried to avoid conflicts, most likely we gave up on our opinions and we sacrifice our opinions to avoid conflicts with other people. And in this case, we become victims of our fear to avoid conflicts. So some conflicts need to be faced and solved. So it's for your safety and for your ability to make freedom to say yes or to say no. It's really your choice, should be always. Because if you will say yes when you feel that it's not right, but it may cause a conflict, it's not a good choice. You will not be satisfied with this choice because you are not honest with yourself at this moment. So we accept conflicts and allow them to give us an opportunity to grow and expand our horizons. And it's interesting to notice if this conflict is directed to somebody specific, to a person, or is it just action that needs to be, or directions to move forward? So do you really focusing on somebody or on general? So it's would be just observe it. Does everyone has enough size of the paper to have as big as you want it, or you want to expand the drawing?
I'm good.
Good, okay. And it may change, like when we integrate everything, and you will see how powerful it is, you can want to expand it or not. Maybe it's enough. Maybe you need to just integrate this one. One more question. So do you feel emotional around this exercise? Do you feel that it's activated some really big patterns in your life? For me, like after one of them, it was not related to Neurographica, it was related to different methods that I experienced in my life. And after some very powerful session I had, I placed in one line several experiences in my life that I've never connected together. And it was an interesting effect. So first of all, I connected them and I realized that it was inevitable. So there is a definitely I had to experience this trauma because it was repeating several times. And it's so when I understand that I had to do it and I had several opportunities to learn it, there was a different question, not anymore about like, why did it happen to me? Why did it happen to me? Like, because you had to learn it. I started to understand what I had to learn out of this experience, why it's happened, and what goodness it's caused in my life. So it really was a turning point when you connect some of this experience together and just accept the fact that it had to happen no matter what. There was no way to escape it.
So how do you see the difference between like Neurographica as what we're doing here and Neurographica art? Is it just the intention or is there something different?
So when we do Neurographica, the drawing is a secondary effect. What is going on inside of you is the most important and the most precious experience. So if you will have a drawing that really does not impress you, but you had a very important experience, emotional or even insights show up to you, this is what important for Neurographica. You are important, not the drawing. Drawing is just a footprint of your experience. In Neurographica art, neuro art is different. So in that one, you're more focusing on art itself. So it's less emotional charge, and it's different priorities. So you're you're more focusing on it looks beautiful and safe, this one can look different because your experience is different. Of course, we're trying to make it beautiful. Of course, we're trying to make it more creative, but it still be the focus is not on art. The focus is on your experience during the drawing. So this is the main difference. So that's why I'm always asking you, how do you feel? What is going on in your body? Do you have any emotions? So this is like, pay attention, what is the process? What kind of process is going on inside of you? Because the process is most important thing from these exercises. And drawing and art itself just is helping us to visualize and to witness, to remember the experience that happened inside of us. Not always. Sometimes when we're very disconnected from our body, we may feel that nothing is going on inside of me. Really. And it's like you can draw one drawing, nothing really happens, another drawing, but you still pay attention to your body. And body is really does not have to scream and have a big outbreaks. It can whisper, and if you pay enough attention, you will notice those whispers inside of your body, like, oh, I have an interesting shift in the my left hand, or maybe some energy starts moving in my body. So you don't have to have a big headaches or big overwhelming energy movements through your body, but just notice small shifts. Body really does not like to have a big experiences. It's stressful for the body. So try to notice what is going on a smaller scale. Small scale, small changes are always safer and gentler, because even good experiences, big good experiences, could be stressful for the body. So we don't want anything be too stressful for our body. I hope I answered your question, Catherine.
Yes, it's really is the intention though. You could look at a piece of Neurographica and a piece of Neurographica art, and they could both look alike in a sense that you just by the very nature of it being Neurographica.
And it's it really does not exclude that your drawing during the big experiences will be less beautiful than professional Neurographica art. But it's just a different intention, really different intention, different goals. And in Neurographica art, you can be like more paying much more attention to details, to small decorations, when for the experiences, sometimes it's not important. You're focusing on what is the most important right now. But you can add decorations later if it's needed. Okay, so I have rounded all my, okay, I said all mine and created new line. Almost all of my angles, and when you have all corners rounded, you may start coloring. Again, coloring, you can color in layers, like the flower is starting open up from the middle and just expand the colors outside. Or it could be each petal can be different. Maybe you have this unique flower that has a different colors on each petal. Or maybe creating completely new forms, new shapes. This is still be your decision how you want it. And I'm just keep adding more lines. I would like really focusing on connecting everything, reaching out. Okay, so shall we start to color? And again, it's up to you how you're going to color the middle. You can use the one color, or you can use several colors inside of you. So it's there is no limitations. There is nothing really, nobody can tell you how you need to be but yourself. How do you want to be? Do you want to be colorful? Do you want to be well defined? Or do you want to be original? So it's all of it will be presented in your drawing. So allow yourself to be the way you want. Interesting. I decided to be feminine today, to be pink.
Those look like some kind of neon pencil. What are those? What brand?
They are Kohinoor Progresso. It's a fluorescent Kohinoor hard smooth. I purchased them like several years ago. And today I wanted to show you that you can use the highlighters as well. So this is a Stabilo both, and like I have a big set, but if you have 1, 2, you can use them as well. So they are almost translucent, and like you can combine them with color pencils. So if you want, so be creative, try different materials. I receive more and more drawings with watercolor pencils and dissolved with water. I tried my own today and it did not really work well. So you have to really play with this to make sure that this is good material for you. So this is mine. So I don't really very excited about it. It's a very simple, because I did not have, it's a little bit too intense for me, for what I expected. But again, I'm using materials because I just have them. So it really does not matter how much materials and what kind of materials you have. You can create a very beautiful and very unique drawing with simple colored pencils or crayons even. So don't think that like if you don't have everything you cannot do beautiful art. No, it's not. This art could be done with just black and white and it will be already beautiful. And it will be powerful. So there will be a lot of changes. So I still have some drawings that still be in black and white, even I have so much coloring materials. Okay, so how is your body feeling? So how do you feel emotional or not emotional? Does it really? I'm like heavy breather today. Do you like your flower? Do you like this shape of your soul? Do you feel like this is starting blooming or not? What does it need to start to bloom? Does it need any special blessing? Does it need maybe a special ingredient or permission to bloom? What make this flower to grow? It's interesting, crazy idea I have. Like the more painful experiences in the past you had, the bigger soul you can get. Or maybe because you had a big soul, you had to opportunity to experience so much stuff in your life. So you, even if you lose a piece of it, you still have enough to move forward. That's interesting. Never thought about it. I'm like really want to be very simple today about coloring. So there's don't feel that I want to create many unique combinations and shapes. I want to be today simple for myself. And simple could be very powerful. We have enough complexity in our lives. And again, around your flower, there is a world around your flower. So it's has its own colors, and you may create this allow yourself to color this outside world as bright as you want. Or maybe you want to be dark and allow yourself to shine. It could be interesting. I bring materials like art supplies from all around the world, from Russia, from Japan, from Czech Republic, from Italy. Wherever we travel, we usually end up in the art supply store. Somehow they end up on our way. Like I'm never intentionally going to find them, but they happened, which is good.
So is there any unique art supplies you have found in other areas of the world?
So it's interesting, like when I visited Japan, I found this German dry highlighters that I really loved, but you can find them on Amazon. So you just like when you go to big store, you can see what is on the market, because when you go to online store, it's actually very hard to find when you don't know what you're looking for. So in a big store, it's just everything is presented. I cannot say that there is anything unique that you cannot buy here. So there are some markers that I purchased in Japan, just like big, they're huge, and we use them for the group projects, like when we need to work on a very big piece of art. But you can buy them here as well. You just need to know what you're looking for. Calligraphy brushes I use quite often because I like how that they can work on top of the colored pencils. I have several boxes of pencils from Czech Republic because we visited this small town, small city that make Kohinoor pencils. Some of them are very unique. They old, like, I don't know, maybe they already, some of them 15 years old and still be working. I purchased them for my kids, and now I collected everything. Everything is in my possession. My kids have much less supplies. So if they need anything, they ask me if I have it. And I've noticed that these days, more and more art supplies are sold out on Amazon. So there is a So how's your flower? Does it start collecting energy? Do you feel that it has the energy?
I know this is an experiment, so so whatever ideas come to mind, I think are good.
Yeah.
But like, how important is it that it maintains the shape of the flower in your mind?
So flower has a shape of a mandala. So it's or mandala. So it's really give you this round shape. Wait, the Google tries to inform me about something. So it's up to you. If you feel that it's need to be different shape, you can create it. Just see if it's a balanced shape. If there is something missing or like some significant disbalance in the shape, so this is what you need to pay attention.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you, so we working together already with some of you over a month now. Do you feel any positive changes from Neurographica? Do you feel that this has some kind of shifted something in yourself or in your life? So if you feel to share, I will highly appreciate it. I want to understand what is effect it has on you. I know what it has on me, but it's maybe it's different for you.
I've been doing a few different things during these times. So it's hard for me to tether them or unweave them, but I do know, like, I missed last week and I missed being here, and I appreciate the way that it is like fired up my creativity, and I think it's helped just with integration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, integration is very important. Because, and it's very really like we have so much going on around us, and everything is in small pieces and somehow not connected to each other. So it's if we can integrate all the knowledge that we have. This is actually the opportunity for the creativity, when you collect all the knowledge and find a new way to use it. It's my flower will be really, really bright. My soul will be bright. Thank you, Trisha, for sharing.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
I've thoroughly enjoyed this, and I've enjoyed it from the beginning. I'm a total addict, so I don't think you can go to me, Anna.
So, okay, so about addict. Yes, thank you.
I bet a lot of people that are reaching out to you on the YouTube are friends and family of mine.
So this is really how we spread the word about this one, mouth to mouth.
Right.
Thank you.
Oh, it's been incredibly helpful. It's been, I feel like it's really been an integral part in me keeping my sanity during this time.
It's very important. There is no underestimate about it. So it's like really, I've seen many people who are really suffering and losing themselves during this difficult, challenging time. So it's not just be able to feel comfortable about so many changes in your life and learn something new about yourself. It's already a great tool. It's already. And again, I mentioned before some of you joined us that I'm starting to hosting a regular introduction class about Neurographica on Eventbrite website platform. So if anyone is interested to join us, they're welcome. So it's every Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, the class is scheduled. So I want, and what will be around this flower? What will be around this flower?
Do you, I was going to ask you, do you have somewhere to leave a testimonial or something? Is it just...
I don't really have right now any. So I was thinking about like if I can ask to just write feedback and see, so I can place it on my website and maybe on events that will be scheduled in the future. But I haven't done it yet. So I have them about other modalities that I was teaching and practicing, but not about Neurographica. I'm like, it requires my attention. Thank you for bringing this subject on.
Yeah.
So if you're willing to give a testimony, I will be highly appreciated, and
Absolutely.
I just can place it. So you can just email me if you want to share your experience, and I will just place it on my website. So the website
Okay.
is just the easiest way for me right now to manage. Okay.
Okay. And I do really think that without Neurographica, I would have been very much struggling through this time, because I was so anxious before. Every little thing was stressing me a lot, and in the beginning of this crisis, I was already stressing even before the quarantine. And then I started Neurographica, and really was helpful.
It's a great tool for self-help for sure, but it's going to be, and it's a multi-level, so it's always you have something to work on. So there is always an opportunity to experiment. It's so new, so there is so much to learn. So I'm glad you're learning it so early.
Me too. Well, everybody else.
When be a part of it, to be a part of the development is I find it's excitement. It's really interesting to be a part of something new, and right now it's still be unique. So the Pavel Piskarov, his goal is to make the whole planet to draw, like just do any art. So this is his goal, to make sure that the whole planet is creating something beautiful. If people would start drawing, there will be much less anger, much less anxiety and resistance, because it's opportunity to reflect and learn something about you. And when you're busy to learn about yourself, you don't have much time to be worried about the rest of the world. And I think it's good, because like when we're focusing on somebody else, we avoiding so many inner conflicts, and it's really limiting us from the perspective to grow. And I just keep growing my flower. So notice if you have a tendency to start helping everybody or worried about everybody, it means that you're avoiding to face some of your deepest fears, deepest issues. You just get distracted by other people. You're looking for this distraction. It's, you can say, oh, I did not have an opportunity because I was so busy with other stuff. It's, you got busy to be distracted. There is a different what is caused and what was the intention. So slow down and look at yourself. When you will know who you are, what you want, it will be much easier to understand what you expect from other people. So I believe in it. And other people, just a reflection. They just show you what you're missing or what you're not ready to face, like not avoiding to face. Oh, I love this flower. I don't know about you, but I'm having fun.
Yeah, I have to say,
I lost you. So I cannot hear you.
can you hear me now?
Yes, now I can
Oh.
hear you.
Oh.
And I cannot hear again. So it's really something important you want to say.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay. So basically, I find this one way more relaxing than the letting go one, but I got a lot. I mean, I learned so much from that letting go one. It was very interesting.
Yes, because Neurographica is not always about having relaxed. Like it's about step out of your comfort zone. and allow yourself to face, witness, not witness, but face some of your sides and allow yourself to experience different perception of it. So I'm glad you had the letting go was helpful for you. This was it was helpful for me, and it was very important for me as well. And it's now we're working on our very important part of us, like maybe it's the most important. It's about our soul. It's about our blueprint, what we're supposed to be. And when we have it whole and powerful and energized, everything can happen. So one more panel. I'm like really love this yellow color. Every week I'm making at least 10 drawings. I'm already so it's a little bit too much, but it's now I have to think what I'm going to draw, what I want to let go, because so much is going on, and it's just and I have enough energy for everything. I'm like, it's always amazed me. I wake up at 7 a.m. and I fall asleep at around midnight, and I keep working and answering emails, and I still have enough energy to do it. I'm like very excited about where this energy is coming from. I know that it's not just the inner inner energy, it's coming from other sources as well.
From all of us, because we need you.
Thank you, I appreciate it. This is interesting perspective, really. Maybe. I hope you receive at least as much as I receive it from you. So I hope you feel energized and inspired at least as much as I do. Okay, so around me will be beautiful blue ocean. I did not tell you the story that one of the instructors, I met her in person. She is Russian speaking, but she lives on not Bali, somewhere near Thailand. So it's on an island, small island. And a few years ago, they were expecting huge storm, like really huge storm. That it was there was no way to avoid it, and she was so stressed about it, like that really. So many people would have damaged houses, and it was very dangerous because houses are different there, so it's not really much protection. And she asked on Facebook from the, like, everyone who can draw the Neurographica with the intention to calm down the storm, or maybe even change the direction, that would be nice. And like they did it for several days, and of course she was drawing as well, and without like, really, it was a miracle. It's changed the direction, and the storm happened in the sea and never really reached the island. Before it used, like, it's suddenly changed the direction. So I'm like, when we're changing our lives, when we're doing something small, in like considerably small in our lives, we're still impacting the whole world. And I told you how we changed the weather in Seattle because it's powerful tool. It's like really we attune, and as a group we can change a lot. So and there is so much collective trauma right now that we're carrying on. This coronavirus and social distance is a collective trauma. So, and helping ourselves, helping our families, be present for our families, is already changing the world. Oh my, I love this flower. I'm like, I'm in love with myself, so there is no modesty about it. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? How's your drawing? How's your coloring? Do you feel energized? What kind of
Not yet, just feel busy.
Okay, busy is a good word as well. Keep moving, keep working.
So I have I guess a question. I don't really pay much attention to the flower part. Like when I'm looking at it and considering adding color. And in a way it doesn't bother me. But I do notice that I'm still kind of, the catharsis lines are still drawing more of my attention.
Did you expand them? Can you show me? It's interesting, like when I look at yours drawing, it does not look like a flower, but it looks like a person sitting in a lotus position in yoga position.
Oh, wow, great.
So if you still have focused on catharsis, expand it more. Let it go more, like, so maybe you still need to reach more to the edges, to the society, to the other people. So if you still focused on and it's good that you focused, if it's a catharsis, it's present moment. So, but try to find, it's not just reaching out, but try to find resources in everywhere that is surrounds you. Look at this moment that you're reaching out as a reaching for resource, reaching for the help, reaching for the people that can be helpful and supportive.
Okay, yeah, because it feels like I just feel like I don't really need to see those petals anymore. Like it feels good to me to not see them. Like it's more interesting. It's done. Like,
but they dissolved. So when
Yeah,
when the
exactly.
flower is dissolved, it means that the moment, at this moment, you give your ego let go and just be present, just enjoy what is happening to you and experience it. So this is a very advanced, enlightened experience. So let go it. Don't
Okay.
focus on it. So I'm not so advanced yet.
No. Well, I think it's probably like a mandala too, in that like it's capturing a moment, right? Like a few hours from now, it might look different, but it's, an image that captures a moment.
And it's maybe because as a flower, energy can be open up from the inside of you, or maybe you open to receive the energy from outside to you, and or just going through you and be in the flow of this energy. So whatever is your desire right now, whatever your body needs, whatever your soul needs, got it, like receive it.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you.
It's quite a challenge to really understand what your soul is really wants right now.
Right.
But experience it, because it's interesting that it's not important for you to see the flower. So it means that for your soul, letting go ego is the priority right now. So yes, you can be comfortable with this.
Great. Thank you.
Which is very challenging. Any other questions? Any other sharings? So.
All right, here's what I have so far.
Wow, you have a like really very beautiful flower. So many petals. And it's very powerful. And heart inside. Oh my. I love it. I'm like, it's like a sun. And how the sun is growing. Okay, looking forward to see, like there is nothing I would really advise you to change. Everything is already beautiful. So just like keep coloring. Thank you for sharing. It's like very inspiring.
Thank you.
I'm ready to.
Okay. Very beautiful. And I love this green waves, like green. It's interesting. Inside of your, like in the very center, in the very middle, there is a like a cradle, or maybe like a, it's like a cradle, or maybe it's like what they called the pearl in the shell. Something is opening up. Do you see?
Oh yeah.
In this circle?
Yes.
Usually
Yes.
you're telling me what you see. And today I'm telling you what I see.
Yeah, I told you I feel busy to coloring because you know my problem about the choose the color, and it's always depressed for me. Now I'm just enjoying. That's maybe first time.
I'm glad that it's like very beautiful. Show one more time.
Okay.
Show one more time. Yeah, it's like it's upside down different. But notice that your flower is shifted on one side. That it's not.
Yeah. Yes,
So
I know.
where do you feel it's shifted to the, like when you look at it, is it to the left or to the right? How did you draw it?
Hold on. Let's see. Oh my God. To the left.
To the left. Okay.
I believe so. No, when, yeah, I believe so. Yeah, to the left.
So left is more about home and personal space, like to the family. Right side is more about business, going out and reach out. So your soul is really need more quiet time.
Yeah, I know.
Even at this time of the crazy distance, it still be soul is have a longing to need some privacy.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Anybody else wants to show their beautiful flowers? Amazing. Okay, Natalia. Very gentle. Oh, you even signed every petal. Okay. And it's interesting, like, it's interesting to look like everybody has a different center. Everybody has a different colors. Yours is very gentle. Even it's bright, it still be about gentle and tender. So, okay, flower. And it's I love that you don't really like not very concerned about staying. This level is pink, this level is orange. You're mixing them up, and it gives completely different sensation about your flower. It's there is a lot of freedom in this, and I love how you have these flows or like the lines of orange. Everything is going through your flower, so there is a lot of movement. And there is a lot of perspective to grow as well. So there is you don't feel that you constrained. Love it.
Thank you. Thank you, Anna.
I love how your drawings are very gentle always, very feminine. Like you would never like make a mistake that this is a feminine drawing, not a male drawing. Males could be very gentle, but this they're gentle in different way.
I have some. I can show you later. I have some different types. It's with you is like that, but I do have different types. Thank you, Anna.
And because you are different, like we allow ourselves to be different at any different moment, so we don't have to be the same all the time. It's a huge mistake when we it's like, you know, there is a joke like when man and woman get married and man thinks that she will never be different, and she believes that he is going to change. Yes. So this is like really when we expect that people will be the same all the time, it's a mistake. This is will be disappointment about it. Okay, so now you are free to choose how you want to draw field lines on your flower. Do you want it going through your flower and just create a flow? Or maybe you have this seed of divinity inside of you that you can expand from inside to outside world. It's up to you what you want. So the field lines can go from center to the sides, or it can go through your flower. So today I'm going to allow those field lines going through me. So not from the center, but just through me. And again, we will have to integrate them, and they can create new directions or just going along those lines that already we have on our drawing. And we come round.
Anna, I'm gonna have to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye.
It's Texas, so Texas has a 10 p.m. already. Have a good night. So just add those lines again. So experiment. Do you want those lines to go from center or just from side to side? And when we allow ourselves to be like center and activate the lines from you, this is how much you're ready to inspire the world. And if you want those lines just going through you, you just, you allow yourself to be a channel of the energy. So both of those are very important, and both are very honorable experiences. So there is nothing to like, oh, this is more profound, this is not. Both of them could be very profound experiences. It's actually for me letting go my ego and accept the role to just be a channel.
What are you calling this exercise?
I call it soul retrieval.
Okay, thanks.
Collecting your soul pieces from all these experiences in your life. And just look at your flower. This is your soul. This is your highest vibration you can experience. How do you really feel inspired and energized by it? And you can always add more lines if you feel that something wants to be connected. And it's interesting, like my flower took all the space on this paper. Maybe I want to expand the size and see what is the world around me. So I see myself bright and beautiful. But I want to see how beautiful is the world around me now. So this is maybe another level. Maybe I want to expand it. Let it grow. So when we finish, it's interesting. It's only 2 hours and I already finished the drawing. So I was like really energized. So if you want, we can, of course, draw more. And I can show you just an exercise to relax your vision if you want. I know that I promised to Catherine, but we can do it for everybody. So this is a very simple. We will not do any lines, just colors. And I believe it will be helpful for everyone. Right now, I don't want to add anything to this one. I love it as it is. And yeah, I just love it. That's all. That's all I can tell. Okay, so if you want to continue on this one, please feel free to continue. I will just show you the simple, very simple exercise about how we can do some creative relaxation for the when our eyes are stressed or overworked, like when we sit too much at computer. Let me see if I have some on my drawing. See, I'll show you because I've done this exercise before. So cannot find it right away, so somewhere in a very safe place it's hidden. No, it doesn't matter really. So we can do it without it. Oh, here it is. It was in different album. So for this exercise, we will just collect the colors without any lines. So we are not going to use markers. We will just use any colors that you want. So you can start collecting the colors that you want to work with, that you give, that they give you some sense of relaxation, some sense of peace. I want blue. I want that one. So I will use this very pale colors, 3 colors. And I just start collecting. I don't know what I'm going to draw. I just allow my hand to express this, like to let this hand to draw whatever it's working on. Again, I don't make any particular shapes, just allow it to flow. It could be some unusual shapes, or maybe some, I don't know what it's gonna be. And I'm not even sure if it's gonna look like anything. And just experience coloring, like I experience blending colors. And I'm just, if you want, you can even close your eyes, but it's Neurographica, we really, it's not a spontaneous drawing, but this is a little bit different. It's not exactly Neurographica, so you can blend colors. And interesting, something is, just prepare to be amazed and surprised by what you're drawing. So don't expect any particular shapes. It could be anything. And when you open to experience just pure creativity, like really pure creativity. And what is going to be? Of course, you can bring more colors and more pencils, but this is just a quick drawing that really does not have any expectations. Just, yeah, I want something else. So some calm colors that really helps you to relax. And curiosity. The curiosity is like really what drives you forward, what really makes you be surprised and amazed. Like when you opened to learn something new about yourself or about the world. Pale yellow. It could be a rainbow or could be anything. So it's really, you don't need to limit yourself in any shapes. Just allow your hand freely move and see what is going to be born from my experiment. How, just experience the process. Process is the most important. Like we really focusing on goals and focusing on achievements, but we're losing the precious experience and precious joy during the process. So I want you to learn something new about yourself when you're just focusing on doing something without expectations. When there is no expectation, there is no disappointment. So, and if it starts looking like any shapes, you can start you can work more to make it look more like a shape, but it's really optional. Nice looking like a beautiful leaf. Or maybe not leaf, maybe leaf, maybe not. It really doesn't matter. And if you want, you can add more lines. Just play with this. Or just stay with the color, so you don't need to make it so you can create more lines. Reach out. I actually like a lot to draw lines with color pencils because you don't have to be very precise when you do with pencils, like, and they have a different qualities, different it's a different physical involvement when you do it with color pencil. You have to do some pressure, you have to, and it has a different thickness of lines, so it's just a different experience. So I want you to just be aware of it. So we can just do. Maybe it's a leaf from my soul flower. This is will be. It's really freeing. So when you don't have expectations, you can start anything you want. Any creative project. I want to start to do liquid art, and I always delay it because something else on my way. I have already all materials, but I think it will be such a curiosity adrenaline, so it will be like really see, I'm like already all in lines, and I just allow myself to move and wonder. I do it for the process, not for the goal, not for the outcome. It's maybe ruined at any moment because I can't add more colors or anything, but I feel this is very powerful experience, just freeing us from expectations from ourselves and from others as well. Okay. Very pale. It's a very unusual, especially compared to the flower. So you see how different it is. It's a very contrast drawing, but it's and it's very fast. There is like really, what, 10 minutes, and it's already done. And you can do it at any time, like when you just need to relax your vision or when you want to relax your emotions. It could be helpful as well. Emotions. Relaxing my emotions. Okay, so this was a quick exercise about how you can relax very fast. Like really relax your vision or relax your emotions. And you can go as much as you want. So I think it's, I think this is already, so instead of doing lines first, we're doing colors first. And lines, we add them or don't add them, like it's up to you. So it's maybe colors will be enough for you. So just opposite, break rules sometimes. Creativity is the easiest and safest way to break any rules you want. And see if you feel comfortable, if you like what has happened. You can try it in real life when you have a opportunity. Now I cannot stop. And I love how fast it is. Like really, you can be just exploring and doing some simple lines. And it's already different drawing. Okay, so I think I will stop. Just one more circle and that's all. This is how I cannot stop. Okay. So do you have any questions about this one? Or you was working on your soul retrieval?
I have any idea for, I can show you.
Okay.
I cut like this, and maybe I can do it catharsis. I don't know what kind.
On top of it?
Just catharsis over this.
Yeah, but catharsis
Yeah.
will need to be rounded as well. And
Yes, yeah.
And it's better if you do catharsis in pencil, because pencil on top of the pencils will be easier to round.
Oh, with pencils. Okay, thank you.
It
I'm
just
gonna
will be
think
easy,
about it.
because if you do marker on top of color pencils, usually very hard to work with, because
Okay.
the tip of the marker is usually stuck with wax, and it's
I got it.
so it will be, markers will be ruined, but pencils will do the same. You can do it.
Okay.
It's interesting. Like if you can do catharsis. Yes. Thank you
Yeah.
for sharing it. It's like live and learn. So we have a new options.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing. You had like in 15 minutes, you colored the whole page in multiple colors, and you just complained that you hate to choose colors.
Maybe, do you know, I find the right way for me to coloring.
Okay. Maybe you need to try different things to find your way, and it's like really enjoy it. So this is why, like, I encourage everyone, try to do something new. This is the options to break. This is opportunity to break your patterns, to create something new, to grow and have fun. Okay, I'm coming back to my flower. This is like really day and night, such a different energies. Like everything is pale here, and so wow, it's so bright. So now when you finish the flower, your soul flower, I want you just place your hands on it and see where the soul is really live in your body. Like, where does it belong? Where is the safest place for it? Find this spot in your body where it feels safe and spacious. Like, where does it belong? Where does it sleep or live? And just connect to this place. Like you can place one hand on your flower and just another hand to your body part. So this is where your soul is belonging. So whenever you feel stressed, whenever you feel that there's something is happening in your life, you always can come back to this part of your body and just attune to it. Talk to it, like allow it to speak to you. Maybe it can whisper something to you. And you always can just visualize how this flower is open up and grow. You always can talk to it. What does it need to grow? What does it need to be blooming? Does it want to be visible, or does it want to be reserved? And I promise that people will see this flower. They will see it in your eyes, they will see it in your behavior, and the fragrance of this flower people will feel it and they will be attracted. Do you feel the fragrance of this flower? How would it smell? And you always can come back to your flower, and you always can add more, like you can bring more pieces, you can bring more energy to it. Like we're really losing the connections to our body, and soul and body are so disconnected in this day. So I want you to feel soul inside of your body. It resides in your body, and it's where it should be. And the more connection, then healthier your body will be. Like when soul is left, when there is a disconnection between your soul and your body is left behind, and so much stuff going on and happens to the body. So we need to remember soul is inside of me. There is I've seen a very clear vision that the soul is connected to the body with a silver thread, and for people who are very sick, the soul is going out, like they still be living, but the thread is already threatened, like so expanded and so tight that soul can be living at any time. Somebody's talking to me. So make sure that there is a very that when your soul feels safe inside of your body, the body will be safe as well. Okay, I'm coming face to face to you. And if you have any questions, let me know. Okay, so some of this experiment went well, some of it not so well. It's okay. This is when we try something new and we just learn our lesson and we move forward. I wanted to try one more thing with the sound. We'll see if this will work. So let me know if it's going to work. So I brought another instrument today, much more gentler. So I hope it will work. So this called it's like not wind music, but it's a different. It's a blue moon. It's made in France, and it's just a gentle sound.
I can hear that with no problem.
Good. Keep hearing.
Feels good.
Feels good.
That was lovely.
It's a very magical sound. And really, I don't have to do anything. Okay. This is like the internet really loves to be gentle. So let me put it on here.
Do you ever do crystal bowls?
Yes, I have crystal balls, the whole set. I tried to do them on internet with friends of mine. It did not work well, but I do healing sessions. I do sound healing with crystal balls, and I do some toning. So I do some singing as well, which we are not going to try on internet because it will be a little bit too much. At least not today. But yeah, I have maybe 10 crystal balls. Some of them are 16-inch wide, so like very big ones. Very powerful. When I start singing, playing them and singing in my house, oh, poor my neighbors. Everybody is healed. So, do we have any questions? How was this experience with soul retrieval today that we have done? Good?
It
was very
was
powerful.
great.
Very good.
So powerful. Yeah.
So, and it's you look at your flowers and really like, what do you like the most about this flower? What is really gives you the shiverings and vibes and drive? Like what do you like the most about yourself? So this is a very powerful resource to know your strongest sides and strongest desires. So this we need to know more about ourselves. So this is something to learn. So when I look at my flower, I just love how bright it is. I'm like, really, it's bright. So this is my conclusion for today. My soul is bright. That's all. And maybe your soul is gentle, and this is a very powerful resource. Or maybe your soul is ready to dissolve with other souls and be connected on completely different levels. So this could be very powerful. And whatever you find the most attractive and the most important on your drawing is you're the most important power, like really power. There is no other word to find. So do we want to keep drawing, or we can just we can chat and talk about something else? I think I will just turn off the recordings unless you want to talk about something important, and we can stay together a little bit longer. So because I'm really